started now, so. I'd like to call the meeting to order. It is 9:28 a.m. Alan, do you want to do roll call?
Yes, Mr. Chair. District 1.
Here.
District 2.
Here.
District 3.
Here.
We have a quorum. Miigwech. Next up is review and approval of the agenda. I know we have some guests here. Not sure if they had concerns. Do you have something to add, Dan, or are you on here?
No, I wasn't able to get on here.
I'm not sure of how council wants to proceed with, should we let Dan talk during the executive session, or you guys want to hear him like during our meeting, council?
I would say it's up to him, Mr. Chair, if he wants to be an executive or in the public.
How do you want to do it, Dan?
We can do it in the public.
Okay, well, we'll put you down on somewhere here. Just bear with us, okay? We'll add you, so I'll add Dan in here. Bam, are you in here?
I am not.
I know the White Earth Community Council wanted to look at their Powell budget. I know we asked them earlier to come up with a budget and a date for the White Earth Community Council Community Powell. So maybe you can come on sometime, maybe during new business, huh? Should be fine?
Yep.
Ben? Okay. Oh, okay. We're just gonna add you to the community council updates and you can present that, okay? All right, Miigwech. All right, any additions or deletions? Motion to approve the agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Raymond, second.
Second.
Second by Kathy, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next up is review and approval of the meeting minutes from 6:25:21 to 6:29:21.
Oh, yeah. I said we're all done with this. I didn't say the wrong. Is that worried about our water?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it's good too. I can, but. I'm sorry. I know it's bad.
Are we gonna do both at the same time or,
Yeah, we can do both, right?
okay, motion to accept the minutes?
Raymond Oganash motions to approve the meeting minutes for 6:25:21 to 6:29:21. Motion by Ray, second.
Second.
Second by Kathy. All in favor? Motion carries. Miigwech. Next up are the reports from the tribal officials, the officers. First one is myself. And, first of all, I'd like to say miigwech to everyone who came today and showed up. And, I know as chairman, it's a tough job. And, of course, I want to get out the best news. And, of course, as council, we're as transparent as we can with live TV. And as you know, I know that we have a lot of good things in there. I know we're going to pass the business ARP funds out today. We have a resolution, Lenny prepared one. I know that the checks went out yesterday for our membership, the $3,200 checks. They're in the mail. I know today, Tracy, I know that the direct deposits are going to affect. Some of them are today too. So I know some of our members got notifications in the email, and and I guess you can check your spam email too if you did do the direct deposit, to check your spam, because I know that we sent out notifications to all the members that were getting their direct deposit. So I know that we're the council itself is still fighting. We're still fighting Enbridge. We're still doing what we can back here. I know next Tuesday, we're all heading down to St. Paul to meet with the PUC for consultation. There's a lot of moving parts with this. And, I know last week here or earlier this week, I had a call with Betty McCollum, and I expressed my concerns and our concerns from White Earth here that, we have to stop this. It's something that's been, weighs heavy on all of us. And it's like, it's like something that's really kind of, I think all of us as Anishinaabe, we feel this, we feel our water that's, our Nibi that's hurting. I know this project that they have is something that I've been, that I express a lot of concern about, and especially with the reports I see from, our water warriors from the LaSalle Creek area, the community members that reach out to me, and, it's something that I really, really pray every day, and I smoke, and, and I think about it every day. So I know that it may go to all the water protectors out there for helping, and, and thinking about our next future generations. It's not about us, it's about the ones that are not born yet. So it's really important that us as a nation, that we keep fighting, this black snake. And I think it's something that we will continue and do as much as we can here, as a government to government, and I think that's important that we, and even on the governor's, Teams meeting yesterday, last night at 4:00, the governor appointed a new, Line 3 advocate. And what is it, Len? Was it Line 3? Were you on that governor's call yesterday?
Yes.
I know Patina, they hired a Line 3
Cultural.
someone. Yeah, I know the governor added another piece to his office for just specifically Line 3. So I know that was addressed yesterday. I know that also with, I addressed propane, the propane costs, what they're looking at coming up. And I asked Commissioner of Commerce about, just our heating costs that are expected to come in this year. And I know there's a ton of money floating in, but, I just don't want us to be in that crunch where a lot of our members are way behind in our heating bills. So I expressed that yesterday too. So I guess one of the other things I wanted to talk about too, I know in the meeting yesterday, we had our special finance meeting, and I know council, we all talked and we met. And one of the things that I was really, really concerned about yesterday was, I know council was mentioning that they wanted to have an amendment to kind of overpass the boards that we have out there. And to me, I was just, I'm not in favor of that, and it's something that I feel like when I got this job as chairman, my job is to empower you, to make sure that we are doing what we can for our people, our boards, our businesses, everything that we can do. And I know there has to be a definition of separation of powers between us and the programs, or us. And that's the buffer zone. That's where us as council, we can't overstep our boundaries as council members. So it's something that to me yesterday was something that just, I know there was an idea to give the legal to have them review. But I think that us as tribal council, we need to stay out of our businesses of our boards, because when we go down this path, we're not going to have no more board members. Who would want to sit on a board where you're overruled by a council? So it's something that I just feel like it's really kind of a road that us as White Earth Tribal Council, that we should not go down. And I just hope that that something like this, and and I think a lot of it is just communication to the boards, to the council. And I think we need to set up something like that where we can address things with our boards at a table, meeting together face to face. So that was just something I wanted to bring up to our membership, is I just have concerns with that. So I want to say, miigwech, thank you. Stay safe, be government. Al, do you want to do your report?
Mr. Chair, I'm about 8 minutes late. Can I let the district reps go first, and I'll be there to deliver first?
Okay, Raymond? No, he's about 8 minutes out.
Oh, well, good morning, everyone. Beautiful day today, except for all that doggone smoke. Hopefully you stay indoors, and hopefully you all stay indoors. But we've got a lot going on up in District 1. Our clinic here is about ready to be opened up. We're gonna have a grand opening up there. Putting on a meal and a blessing. Merlin is gonna come up and do the blessing of the grounds and the buildings. The rice up there, our rice is growing, so we should have a crop next year, as long as it keeps growing. It is growing in the mud, but there's a hell of a lot of water out there, and hopefully we get enough rain to subside, at least to get us some. I know there's water in the middle of the lake, but you're gonna have to try to get out at least 100 feet. But I always hear a lot of them saying, you know, well, we're native, we'll find a way to get it. And that is the truth. We will find a way to get it if we want it. Everything else seems to be going pretty good, you know, but on that deal the chairman's talking about, you know, we're not trying to overstep our bounds on these boards. We as a council have a right to look at these boards. And when we make recommendations and we send them to these boards, you know, we're not expecting them to do what we want, but when it comes to contracts, I have to wonder, should they really be going to these boards? Remember, we as a tribe work under the umbrella of the Minnesota Chippewa tribe. So if we look at it, all of our businesses under us are under an umbrella. So the Minnesota Chippewa tribe more or less kind of runs us, whether they like it or not. We don't like it, I know that, I don't. But in the same sense now, you look at Shooting Star. Who oversees Shooting Star? The general manager, the gaming commission, but who oversees them boards? The gaming commission, tribal council does. So in due respect, we have final say as to what's going on here. And that's what I feel. I mean, and I'm not disagreeing with the chairman. The chairman's right in what he's saying there, but you know, we each got our own opinion on how things work, and that's what I'm elected for, to put my opinion out there when it comes to these contracts. I truly believe it should be a council decision, not really up to these boards that are on there. And I'm not saying the boards can't do the jobs. The boards do excellent jobs. But if we allow one board to go above us, these other boards are going to start saying, well, this board did it, that board did it. So if we try to, and we're not trying to put down the board, all we're doing is saying, come on, let's look at this, let's have a meeting, let's discuss this. So it wasn't really saying that we were putting down this board yesterday. All we want to do is meet and greet them and have a meeting with them on this contract. You know, they're not on their own, they are under us. So just so you know that, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not disagreeing with the chairman in any way, because we have been working diligently as a team and we have been doing pretty good lately. But like I said, we each got our own comments and what we want to say and what we want to do. But I'm sure glad you're all here today, and stay out of that smoke. That stuff is terrible out there. Big witch.
Well, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm glad to see you made it here. And I agree with the chairman right now. You know, I don't believe that, why did we start these committees anyway if we're going to overrule them? You know, I don't believe that we should do it that way. I'm looking at our people stepping up, doing their own job, but let them do it, you know. And I know eventually what's going to happen is they're going to step down. They're not going to have a say of what's needed. You know, trust the people a little bit. And the other thing is, I want to thank everybody for stopping the Gordon deal with 400 gallons of water a day. So I'm happy about that. I really am. And our water is getting brown. Our they're not looking, you know, it's not looking good. And I know just one water is having problems, you know, but I want to thank everyone, you know, for coming forward and helping, you know, and I'm worried, I really am, about our water. And how bad it is. You know, this is really affecting our people. And so I'm glad about that. What else am I happy about? For housing, Anyone some housing?
Dennis is in the hallway.
Well, there's taken quite a while to get water and sewer in some of the newer houses. And you complete?
Just got done.
Yeah. But didn't you think it took kind of long? I did too.
Our water and sewer is hurting for workers. They're backed up on a lot of stuff. We got, because of the COVID, we had to, some of them were gone and now they don't want to come back. So we got to get our water and sewer back up to par.
And then another thing I'd like to see done would be our road conditions, you know? That money, so get them started and help them, you know? I wanna thank all our workers, you know, because they do a great job, they really do. And I'm impressed with their tipple worker. I really am. She's doing a great job. She's getting things, you know, for us. Back, you know, getting them back. She's looking at another scroll, you know. How is that for tradition? Pretty good, eh? So I'm here to support her and everyone else, you know. But yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Sure.
Then I just wanted to say, I forgot to mention that we did, the council, I delivered a letter to Enbridge the other day for a cease and desist. They turned us down because they said there were no judge's signature on it. So Jamie is working on that to get the judge's signature on there, and hopefully they'll oblige to us, but I know they didn't on this last one. They went ahead and did it anyway, and they had a frock out again there yesterday, so we are working on that, just so you know that.
Okay, I guess it's my turn. Buju, for the month of July, I attended a initial meeting on the boarding schools. In Minnesota, we're looking at all getting together and possibly bringing a lawsuit. But that is still in the works. We got some good information. Kurt did go down to one of them that holds a lot of the records. I'm not sure what he got out of that, but it was a very good meeting. Catholic churches are trying to apologize, and I don't agree with that, because how can you apologize for something that hurt us years ago and is still hurting us? But what we come up with is probably an acknowledgement that, yes, we did do wrong. You know, I don't want an apology now. I don't know about the rest, but I don't. We met with the Secretary of State the other day, mostly on elections, upcoming elections, and how we can better them, to do pop-ups and stuff like that in our communities, because a lot of our people have to go to the courthouses and vote, and that was a hardship. There was a sobriety feast in White Earth last night. I didn't attend, but I'm glad it was attended well, and I just want to say that I'm very proud of all of them. Still working with natural resources on fixing up. We're not only looking at Net Lake now, we're gonna be looking at all the lake accesses all around to get them up and running, you know, for our people, and get some picnic tables out there. We're also gonna look at the ball fields, because, you know, years ago, we used to all play ball. So we want to get that back up and running for our youth and for whoever wants to use it. And as for the board members in Mike's statement there, that has to do with the contract that our people spoke out against. And that's a reason why we thought, you know, we gave them, I don't know if I want to say directive, but you know, they are a new board, and this one contract they overruled us on. And they actually wrote that in the letter that they're gonna overrule the tribal council. And the people have spoken out on this contract, and that's why we wanted it to be done. But now the board said no. So, you know, I'm not acting on behalf of myself, I'm acting on behalf of my people. And if that's wrong, then, you know, so be it, but that's what I was elected to do, miigwech.
Oh.
Mr. Chair?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. All right, I do want to thank everyone for showing up today. I know we have a full agenda, so I'll keep my remarks brief, Mr. Chairman. I have received our report for the quarter ended here from Ms. Lotka, our interim CFO, for governmental activities overall year to date from October 1, 2020, 30th, 2021, the third quarter of fiscal year 2021. Combined revenue was 142.7 million and expenditures were 83.1 million. On March 31st, 2021, cash on hand was 87.7 million. However, 30 million is considered other governmental funds. 52.6 million of these funds belong to behavioral health, while the general fund was 5.1 million. Collective expenditures during this period were 83.1 million. Other governmental funds were 73.8 million, and the general fund was 9.3 million. The unaudited preliminary numbers are subject to change, Mr. Chair, as the numbers are finalized. I know yesterday we were in a Shooting Star Casino special finance meeting. I do have a summary here as well that I'll email over to the council today, Mr. Chair. Just very briefly, the consolidated revenue for Mahnomen, Bagley, and all other gaming revenue for the third quarter of fiscal year ending June 30th was 27.2 million. The consolidated expenses for the third quarter were 19.5 million. Consolidated net income for the quarter was 7.7 million, and Mahnomen is at 6.8 million, while Bagley is at 892,000. The budget through the third fiscal quarter was 57.4 million of revenue and 56.3 in expenses for a budgeted net income of 1.1 million for the first three quarters. Fiscal year to date revenue was 12 million higher than budget, while expenses were 3.8 million lower than budget, resulting in net income being 15.8 million higher than budget. The Bagley Casino for fiscal year 2021 through the third quarter fiscal year earned 7.2 million in revenue with expenditures of 5.5 million. Bagley Casino has a net income of year to date of 1.7 million. Shooting Star Casino cash on hand on June 30th, 2021 was 44.9 million. The cash on hand at the close of the last fiscal year, September 30th, 2020, was 28.8 million. After Shooting Star Casino capital improvement projects, distributions to the White Earth RBC, and CARES Act transfers from the RBC, cash has increased by 16.1 million. Despite a substantial reduction in revenue versus prior years, an increase in the minimum wage to $16 an hour, according to our CFO up here, Mr. Chair, Shooting Star net income is running at a record pace due to a reduction in expenses directly tied to revenue and other expense controls. The unaudited preliminary numbers are subject to change as the numbers are finalized. I also asked Mr. Bellino Mario, as part of our government affairs team, Mr. Chair, to put together a brief summary of the funds we've received to date related to ARPA. And I will include that in your guys' packet when I send it out. That finalizes that. I also know I do want to congratulate the RBC and our staff, and I do want to thank them for the hard work they put into the $3,200 per individual tribal member that'll be received. I've been getting many calls from the members on, they're just very happy about that. It's a good thing that we've done. I think we've done more than any other tribe in Minnesota from what I'm tracking. I could be wrong, but from last I heard, we've done more than anyone else. Also on the agenda today, Mr. Chair, we have the small business program, and I think we have some folks from the small business community here today. I know Mr. Fine is going to present a resolution related to that, so we can get that approved as well. Pertaining to the issue of the board and the contract, for those that understand constitutional law, the RBC under Article 6 retains the right to review and ratify any and all delegated authorities. So for example, if the RBC delegates a board to do certain actions, it can delegate its authority, but it cannot delegate its responsibility. So there is a difference there. So we can ask people to do things, but the responsibility is always that of the tribal government. And so as Representative Jackson has stated, this is regarding, I'm not going to say their name, it's regarding a specific individual that the members wanted the contract terminated. RBC recommended the contract be terminated. This particular board wants to retain that contract. So as a matter of our operating agreement, Mr. Fine, we have an annual consultation with the board. So we're going to have a productive conversation, and I feel that something that's going to come out of it is what I think. So just very proud of the work we're doing, Mr. Chairman. I think we got a great team. I know that we're moving forward in a good way. I think our staff are doing tremendous work. Certainly there's room for improvement. And so it's my hope that we just continue the good work that we're doing. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, Miigwech Council. All right, next up on the agenda, we have the elders report. Any elders here to give a report? Okay, if she comes in, we'll give her some time.
I have
But-
a question.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm just wondering if anybody, last time we were here a month ago and she gave her report. And then I had a question at that time after she gave her report, if council was going to direct anybody to see about meeting their needs, the elders' needs, because she had a list, Tito did. And I'm just wondering if council did anything, directed anybody to try to handle the elders' needs of that list that she had. I know at the Human Services Subcommittee meeting at the TEC, there were a couple of elders who approached me and they said they worked for the state, these women, and they had money available for elders' needs. And I think, put two and two together. I'm wondering if anybody from the council, at that time, I asked if you guys were gonna direct somebody to meet the elders' needs, that they had a list. Now, I said at that time, we're just gonna come here in a month and she's gonna give a report again about the needs.
Exactly,
Don't do
that's
that.
ridiculous,
So that's
you
what's
guys.
happening.
That should be the first thing on our agenda is the elders.
I'm just wondering if you guys did that, directed somebody to meet the needs, or if you're just asking her to repeat the same needs this month.
And waste her breath again.
Well, I know the buses that were ordering, I know that they came in to look at some of the models. I know that they were looking at their transportation.
Mr. Chair, if I may. So we did get the bids back on the buses just earlier this week, so that'll be brought forward for approval to purchase the bus. We did look at the laptops to see where there was a delay, and it's so backed up that we are now going to purchase the laptops out of Best Buy rather than using the way that we've been ordering them because they've been backlogged. And then as far as the plumbers and electricians, we did have a conversation with our White Housing Authority, and we had a little work group to figure out how we could hire a plumber and electrician to meet the needs of our elders, and then also identified a few individuals that had their HVAC and small appliance repairs and things like that. Welcome.
All right, Miigwech. All right, next up is the White Earth Housing Authority. I know Dennis is here, so.
Thank you, council. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for having me. I guess we'll start with our waiting list. So right now, we have 81 people total on the waiting list. 15 in Whitehurst, 7 in Rice Lake, 7 in Pine Point, 22 in Nadawash, 25 in Monoman, 1 in Alvo, 3 in Callaway. Vacancy report. We have 26 vacants throughout the reservation, 2 in Whitehurst, 8 in Pine Point, 8 in Nadawash, and 8 in Monoman. Monoman, we have 6 ready. Nadawash, we have 6 ready. In Pine Point, we have 5 ready. We still have some slots to fill on homeowner rehab. We pretty much did all of Federal Home Loan Bank. Now we just gotta fill NHFA.
So with all these vacancies, why do we have homeless on our reservation? Explain to me that. You brilliant geniuses, with all these empty houses sitting around our reservation, explain to me the homeless problem.
Excuse me, can we get through our agenda here?
Yes, that's our agenda, the housing, that's what we're talking about.
Well, there are guides and stuff you gotta follow through HUD. It's not
Put
just,
it up a little bit further, we're in Anishinaabe, we should have our homeless in those homes. We should let them.
there is rules and regulations, Reno.
Wait till they ask for questions, then you can ask questions.
Okay.
Like, leave it at that, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, we do have a list that we gotta follow. And it is income guidelines attached to that. So, where was I? Homeowner rehab. There's three slots left in 3, 5 slots left in 2, and 1 slot left in 1. Financials. We just recently started our Nahasda. Our first draw was $597.82. The total of our Nahasda was $3.3 million. So I think we're doing pretty good. I know years past, we were going to the bank for loans regarding make payroll, so I think we're doing half decent on that front. Rice Lake, Pine Bend, we're getting close to getting a couple of units done up there. There's been some snags. But they are looking pretty good. They're starting on next week, they're starting 2 more. Carriers update, pretty much, they're all full. Just do skirting and a little bit of dirt work around them. And I believe that's all I have. I understand there's some kind of water issue or something in Rice Lake and Nadawash. Representative Goodwin?
Yeah.
I'll talk to you about it after the meeting or something.
Sounds good.
And any questions, I guess?
I understand that you have a budget and things to follow as far as the federal government, but I'm wondering, as a tribe, as a people, is there any way that we can construct or build some sort of land area with a lodge or something of that nature for healing and for homeless, to kind of combine that?
Well, that's what I was trying to do with the Christian retreat, but there might be asbestos for the elders. Get them by that water, you people. We're at end's time. You can't see that?
So not to interrupt or not to take it off of subject, and I do understand that there are regulations that you do have to follow. But as this, I'm not speaking to you, I'm speaking to him, but as this gentleman is saying, I agree. We are dying out here.
We are, and our people, our elders need to be by that water, and our youngsters have to get to know them.
So I just
That's
wanted
our
to
only
mention that
reason.
and get that into your minds. Maybe we can do something outside of the government regulation
Exactly.
and help.
We're an Anishinaabe, we're a free people, you guys.
Thank you very much.
We're free people. And with a leader like that, we're not gonna do it.
Hey, chill out.
Sit down and shut up. We're not going to do it.
Shut up.
Now that we're-
Hey, respect. You're out of line.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Council.
Can I ask a question? Sit down.
Take a break.
Guys,
take a break.
Please sit down.
Mike, I'll be back, Alan, I'll be back in a month. If you people are ready to actually live like we're to live and the way we're supposed to prosper, we should wake up like bears and go do what we want.